Okay, everybody, we are here for our final wrap-up video to this series. Our 200, I wish it was 200 kilos, our 2 kilos of 2 kilos plus of silver contacts from Derek. This is Derek's silver. I'm actually gonna start weighing it up, dividing it out, and figuring out. We're gonna try and pour him as large a bar as possible. I'm currently using a Crucible like this out there for my silver. These are inexpensive Crucibles. They do the job, but I'm trying to pour him as large a bar as possible. So these actually get kind of like when you get a mold that gets used up and it gets crackly and pitted. And even though this is a new one, the one that's out there that I'm using for silver is already starting to kind of deteriorate a little bit. They're not good for lots and lots of pours because they're not a high density graphite, but they are inexpensive, and it's good to keep one around just in case, you know what I mean? So I actually have a couple of these around, but I did go ahead and order another high density graphite Crucible, and as you can see, I'm not touching it but to do his pour, because I'm going to do as large a bar as possible for the first one. So we may be filling this right up to the edge, and I want a good, hard, solid new Crucible to do that with. So I'm not going to keep you long here, guys. I just wanted to show you that we're going to start prepping and getting ready to do these bars. That silver turned out beautiful. It's nice and white and sparkly, like sparkly beach sand. I wish cameras did a lot of this stuff justice. I know when we're trying to show stuff, even when I see other people trying to show things, you can't see what your eye can see on a camera. I don't know why. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and weigh this stuff up, and then we're going to go out and get old silver fired up, and we're going to start pouring his bars. He should end up with about 3. Like I said, I'm going to do the first one as large as possible. I may actually be able to get 3/4 of a kilo. I'm not going to know till I, start putting this in and melting it down. I actually have got this is a 21.4 ounce AV copper bar, so it's about 600 grams of copper, so I'm thinking I might be able to get 750 in here. What it is when you do this is you don't want that silver so far up the Crucible that when you start to pour you get a splash. That's the main thing you don't want to happen. So that's sometimes, when people, though, they want to get as much in here as possible, but when they forget that when you first do that first pour, if you're filled right up to the top, by the time you tip it like this, your silver's already coming out. So you have to have enough room left in here to be able to move this where you want it so that you can start your pour. But maybe we can get 750 grams in here. I am not positive. I've never tried that much in there, in that size Crucible, but we're gonna see. We can definitely get a ½ kilo of silver in here. So anyway, I'll get back to you guys when we are outside, set up, and ready to pour. I'm going to try and keep this video as brief as possible. So we will be back at you in a bit. Okay, guys, we are out here. We're getting set up to do the pours. I've already got 250 grams in old silver. We got it fired up. As you can see, 250 grams of powder just about fills the Crucible, but that will go down. We're getting hot. We've got our warming furnace going. I've got it on about half right now. I'll turn it up when it gets a little bit more. We're actually going to pour right here. Briefly, I just wanted to show you what I was talking about, high density Crucibles versus the economy one. If you can see this, you can see how it gets all, like sometimes like your molds get when you're pouring in them, they get all porous and kind of, I shouldn't be touching that, but anyhow, this I've only used for silver, and it's only been used 5 times. I'm going to show you the difference now between that and a high density one. You can see this one is just about worn out, and this is actually one that I use for copper. So you see the difference in them? See how this is all grainy and, crumbly looking, and even though this one has probably been used 20 times for copper, which is even hotter, you know what I mean, it's still nice and smooth and whatever. It's just getting thinner and thinner and thinner. So this actually is on the way to being retired. I may do some light melts in it, you know, but I'm not going to do anything heavy. I would not even attempt to do, you know, 300, 400, 500 grams out of this Crucible anymore. I know it's too thin. Now these are good, like I said, they're thick-walled, they're very heavy, but they are made out of a cheaper grade of graphite, as you can see. So, you know, they're good to have around because you can, you know, get a couple of them and keep them cheaply, you know, and it's not going to cost you an arm and a leg, and if something breaks or something happens, you've always got something you can at least do a few melts in. But I just wanted to show you the difference in that real quick. So I'm going to go ahead and get the camera set up. We're probably at least a good half hour, 45 minutes away from adding another batch of silver, but what I'm going to do is I'm actually, instead of doing one large bar, I figured out the size of the mold with my copper ratio versus silver. I think I could actually pour 700 grams in that mold of silver, but I'm not going to mess around with doing that. I'm going to do 2 bars that are almost identical. So we actually have 500, 600 and about 5 grams of silver in each of these 2 batches. So we're going to go ahead and do 2 bars that are going to be very close together. We are going to lose a little bit of silver to vaporization, spillage, whatever you want to call it. I mean, it just always happens. So anyway, we've got 250 grams in there right now. I will add these when that melts down, and we'll get back to you shortly. Okay guys, we are just about ready to rock and roll on bar number 1. I'm going to go ahead and set this over here so I can retain my heat. Turn that off. Set our mold. And I think we are just about ready. Let me let that set just another second. As quickly as possible. I don't want to lose any temperature or have anything left in this crucible when I'm done. So here we go. Put that back in. Put our top back on. Let our bar sit for just a minute. I believe we are good and solid. Just in case, I'll go this way with it. Actually going to put this back in our heating mold. And let's go ahead and cool this booger off. Put this back on here, and I'm going to pause these cameras as soon as I show you this bar, and we will get back at you guys in just a bit with number 2. Wow, that thing made this is a pretty good sized pot of water, and this bar made it pretty hot. There we are, guys. Should be just a bit over 600 grams. Beautiful bar, came out really nice. So I will get back at you when we do the second one. Okay guys, we are ready for round 2. Our metal is ready. Go ahead and set this off again so it keeps our heat. Shut this down. Set our mold out. And we are ready. So here we go. Round 2. Our mold over here to start cooling. And are we ready? And there we have it, guys. These guys are going to polish up really nice. They're just about identical. So there we are, 1.2 kilos of pure silver from those contacts. 2 really nice pours. So I will get back into you guys when I get into the house and get cooled off and stop sweating, because it is hot as fire out here today, especially doing this. So guys, we'll get back at you in just a bit. Okay everybody, it is that time. We are going to go ahead and get these bars marked for Derek and then get them in the mail to him. I just wanted to show you, here they are, ready to be stamped, so I'm going to go ahead and stamp them up. Just wanted to show you this little file. That's his postage and insurance and signature confirmation and everything else that we have to pay for now to ship stuff. And also, while I'm on that subject right quick, I've seen a couple other videos where people's stuff has been getting cut open and, you know, the coins or whatever have been taken out. Value Hunter and I just went through an issue with his bar not getting delivered, and because it was put in the wrong box, they show it as delivered and they won't pay the insurance. So I'm just letting everybody know right now, if you go to send something and you think you're covered because you have insurance, you are not. I filed an original and 2 appeals and they were all denied because the item showed delivered. So the only way to make that insurance worth anything is to go ahead and pay another fee for signature confirmation. Then that way you have proof of who signed for that item. And if it wasn't the person that was supposed to get it, then your insurance is valid. So just insuring your packages anymore is not good enough. I just wanted to throw that in real quick so everybody knows, because, you know, I know we all deal in this stuff and we all do a lot of packages and a lot of sending back and forth and to each other, and I just wanted to let you know that just if you buy just insurance, you aren't covered. So anyhow, let me go ahead and get set up to get these marked, and we'll get right back at you in just a second. Okay, guys, there they are, all marked up and pretty. Got the date, the silver, the weight, USA made, and their numbers, and the maker's mark. So we can get them packaged up and get them shipped out to Derek. And I guess that concludes this video in this series. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I actually had a blast making it. I know it took several weeks because I had to keep stopping and going to work. But anyway, guys, there we are. We will see you in the next video. I have to get this little guy done for Lake House Beach. I've had it sitting here forever. So we'll see you guys in the next one.